Good afternoon. This is the world news on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. I am Modupe Akinyosoye. Here are the top stories. President Tinubu charges ministers to serve Nigeria with integrity and dignity. Troops rescue another Chibok schoolgirl in Borno. In business, FIRS asks shipping companies to regularize outstanding tax returns on face prosecution. On the foreign scene, UK court sentences nurse to all life imprisonment for killing 7 babies. In sports, Minister of Sport charges athletes not to disappoint Nigerians as World Athletic gets underway in Budapest. Details of this and more coming up shortly. Welcome back. Now the news in details. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged the newly appointed ministers to serve the country with integrity, dignity, and deliver in their different assignments. President Tinubu spoke on Monday during the swearing-in ceremony of the 45 ministers designate at the presidential villa, Abuja. Addressing the new ministers, the president said the country is currently battling daunting challenges, adding that the ministers must meet the expectations of Nigerians. The president told the new cabinet members that they are ministers of the country and not ministers of a region or state. In another development, President Bola Tinubu has directed the Minister of Labour and Employment, Simon Lalong, to immediately take over negotiations with the organized labor in order to arrive at amicable resolutions that would make workers overcome the current pains. Lalong disclosed this while addressing directors, head of parastatals and agencies under the ministry, and the entire staff immediately assumed office on Monday. The minister also said that the administration of President Bola Tinubu shall not spare any effort to protect the Nigerian workers and guarantee their dignity at all times. Lalong, flanked by the Minister of State, Labour and Employment, Ikereka Onyejecha, said under his stewardship, the ministry would fulfill its mandate of ensuring decent work for all Nigerians. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has vowed to demolish houses illegally constructed within the nation's capital, no matter whose property would be affected. Wike, who took his oath of office alongside 44 other newly appointed ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, gave the warning during a press briefing at the office of the FCT minister in Garki, Abuja, on Monday. The FCT minister said houses that had been built to distort the Abuja master plan, as well as built on green areas, would also be demolished, no matter who did it or did not belong to. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Choin Xianchong, has advised the federal government to invest in education, food, housing, and healthcare in order to eradicate poverty in the land. The Chinese ambassador gave the advice in Abuja on Monday at the unveiling of the Hausa edition of Chinese President Xi Jinping's book, Up and Out of Poverty. He noted that the book, written in 1988, contained the thought of the current president on how to eradicate poverty. The envoy noted that it was the book that the president used in eradicating extreme poverty between 2012 and 2022 in China. Speaking earlier, the secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, said the book launch was apt given the country's mass poverty, where 80 million live below the poverty line, especially in the northern part of the country. Troops of the 81 Task Force Battalion of Operation Hadenkai have rescued one of Chibok schoolgirls abducted by insurgents in 2014. The rescued girl, identified as Mary Nkeki with serial number 55 on the list of the abducted Chibok girls, was said to have been found on August 14 in Dikwa local government area of the state. While speaking on Monday during the handover of the girl to the Borno State Ministry of Women Affairs, the theater commander, Gold Chibuisi, said the 27-year-old Keki was forcefully married to a Boko Haram fighter after she was abducted alongside others. Speaking to journalists about her experience since the abduction in 2014, Nkeki said being in the den of the terrorists was full of suffering. Nkeki said that she escaped with her husband in the night and was picked up by a military patrol team, adding that she left 2 other Chibok girls behind. You are listening to the World News on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Still to come, business, foreign, and sport news. Please do stay with us. Welcome back to the rest of the news. In business and economic news, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has asked all international shipping companies operating in Nigeria's territorial waters to immediately regularize their tax positions. In a public notice released on Monday and signed by its executive chairman, Mohammed Nami, the agency said all affected international shipping lines must conclude the regularization of their outstanding tax returns not later than December 21st, 2023. The FIRS said it was collaborating with relevant security agencies to commence enforcement action on all defaulting shipping companies after the expiration of the grace period of December 31, 2023. On the foreign scene, a Manchester County court in the United Kingdom has sentenced a serial child killer, Lucy Letby, to all life imprisonment. The 33-year-old was found guilty of murdering 7 babies and attempting to kill 6 other infants at the Countess of Chester Hospital. Letby was said to have deliberately injected the babies with hair, force-fed others milk, and poisoned 2 of the infants with insulin. The murders and attempted killings took place between June 15 and June 2016, when Letby was a nurse in the neonatal ward of the Countess of Chester Hospital in northwestern England. In the world of sport, Minister of Sport Development John Owan Eno has called on Nigerian athletes participating in this year's World Athletic Championship to put the country firmly in the hunt for medals. In a statement signed on Monday, the minister urged the athletes not to disappoint the millions of Nigerians who believe in them and cheer for their success, while commending the coaches, support staff, and other technical officials for their efforts. The minister expressed that the athletes would excel at the global meet, and also called for collaboration and synergy with relevant stakeholders in and outside the sport industry with a view of developing the sector in line with contemporary realities. To end the world news, a quick recap of the major stories. We reported that President Bola Tinubu charged the ministers to serve Nigeria with integrity and dignity. Troops rescued another Chibok schoolgirl in Borno. In business, we reported that FIRS asked shipping companies to regularize outstanding tax returns or face prosecution. At the foreign scene, UK court sentenced a nurse to all life imprisonment for killing 7 babies. In sports, we said Minister of Sport charged athletes not to disappoint Nigerians as World Athletics get underway in Budapest. The World News was edited and produced by Abidat Tahid. For more news and updates, you can follow us on our social media platform. On Facebook, www.facebook.com/Al-IyamoyeTv radio. On Twitter, at Iyamoye_TV. On Instagram, at Al-IyamoyeTV. You can as well stream live by logging on to our website, www.Al-IyamoyeTVradio.com. Thank you so much for listening. I am Modupe Akinyosoye. Good afternoon.